Alright, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to see some further things of Express, which is like basically rendering HTML documents, right? Because like you might have thought of it that we were like writing everything inside res.send, right? And for obvious reasons, we can't use res.send for complex pages. We are not going to put 200 lines of HTML into one just single res.send quotes, right? Of course, that's not going to happen. And we have a method with which you can make like separate HTML files, and you can just render those files or like tell the code. If you don't know the meaning of render, then you basically just have to tell the code to like move to that file and print whatever is said in that file, right? So there is a way to do that, and that's what we're going to see now, right? So yeah, so rendering HTML is our main topic now. And first off, like we've learned HTML, but the exact like extension of the file that we'll be using will not be .html, right? It will be dot something else. Even though the syntaxes will be exactly same as HTML, you can write exact HTML inside of it. But just to explain the use of that first, let's see what we're aiming to do here. Like we're aiming to make dynamic pages, meaning that the content might be different at all time. The thing that will remain same is the layout. Hence, the HTML will remain same because HTML decides the layout. But like, what is the text going inside something, and what is the what is going inside the paragraph that you've put there, or what is going inside the like div that you put here, the source of the image, everything might change at every reload of the page. If you go to Facebook and you refresh, then every time you'll get different posts on top, right? So of course different HTML is being rendered. So now if we just write the content in our HTML file, right, then of course we will not be able to like change it at all times, right? Will every somebody will not be sitting back there at all times and like changing the HTML whenever you reload the page, of course, right? So I mean, I'm talking about a big thing here, which we'll like see a little later, not exactly right now and not in this video. But the only thing that you need to understand in this particular video is that we need to have different content at different times on the same page, right? So we have to make one HTML document, but we need to make it in a way in which its content can be modified, right? By taking data from the database or sending it manually, or whatever you want. But the content should be modifiable, right? And for that we use EJS, right? So like if you think about it, the only thing that's making our pages dynamic right now is JavaScript, and the only thing that will make our pages dynamic will be JavaScript in this course, right? So EJS is basically, if we go here to its official page, it is embedded JavaScript templating. Templating is representing HTML, right? Because yeah, so you are basically using EJS. You are basically like combining HTML and JavaScript. And it's not that you're making a really new thing out of it. You are still using normal HTML, and you can use anything you use. You can use Bootstrap, you can use all your tags, you can use classes, IDs, whatever you want. You can link style sheets, right? Everything will remain the same, except EJS gives you an additional functionality inside the same HTML that you can also use JavaScript outside of the script tags too, right? So let's say you wanted to print something on the page, right? I'll give you an example, and you'll not know how it's actually done, the syntax right now, but you'll see the use of EJS with that example, right? So let's say you want to like print something to the page, right? We had an example where we were printing the animal name that we were putting here on there, right? So that we were doing through res.send. But let's say we were doing that by rendering an HTML template, right? In an HTML template, we were printing that out on the page, and then inside a route, we were rendering that HTML template, right? So what you could do is you could send your variable to your HTML file, right? This is the most important line out of all the things that I've said in the last 1 minute, that you could send from your route, like the app.get route that we make, you could send your variables, your JavaScript variables from that route into your HTML file, and you could use the values of those variables in there, right? So if you think about it, what you could do is in a dynamic page, you could make the layout of the page, and for the content, you could just print the values of the variables, right? That you are getting from the JavaScript file. And then you'll just, you can pass whatever variable you want, and that will be printed to the page. So this can be an example of a dynamic website. Now I know you are very confused right now, but it's fine. It's all right. It's not a very big problem, because this is like something that we're going to see in great detail, and you'll understand the exact use of EJS. There's no chance that you'll not understand why EJS is useful, right? Because it will be really, really evident why we are using EJS. For now, I was just trying to give you an overview, right? So if you got that, then that's really great. If you didn't, then you can just see one thing, that instead of HTML, we can use EJS, right? And if you haven't understood the use, then that's not a problem. As soon as we start using the things that I was talking about a minute earlier, then you will get what I was talking about, right? So embedded JavaScript, basically I've explained what it is. They have like a lot of things telling why they're the best: simple syntax, active development, easy debugging, fast development. And let me tell you, all of these are extremely accurate. They have all of these really, really well. And right, so EJS is something that you'll get really comfortable with. Plus, this is a npm package, right? So you have to install EJS just like you have to install Express. So that's all the overview that I'll give you in this video, and we'll like continue from the next video. And so that's it for right now for this video, and I'll see you then. Bye.